Okay, hello viewers again. We are uh, now in the NIMBY's NIMBY Rails world map. We've just entered into the program with the Metro Rails Houston as the company that we're going to be working with. And this is the third video in this playlist on the first steps for NIMBY Rails. If you're a new user to NIMBY Rails, this series of videos may be of some help to you. This is the first of the videos I think that we're going to have some fun with. And we're going to be looking at laying down some station tracks in Houston. Our emphasis will be on building stations rather than laying the tracks between stations. That's going to be in the next video, I think. And here, yes, we'll look at the regular tracks next time. This time we're going to be building station tracks. So let's, first thing we're going to do is come to Houston. And we can't move that yet because the map is locked in where it's at, but we'll zoom in here, try to zoom into Houston and move it to the center. And what we want to do is come up here into the mods section and click on map. I'm sorry, not the mod, but click on the map section and make sure that you have these two mods selected: show existing railways and open transport map platforms. All the others can be deselected for now. So we'll just go ahead and close that idea. And what we want to do now is just zoom in with your scroll wheel on your mouse until you can see the blue and black lines show up right here. These lines are the lines that show up from that show existing railways mod that that you installed with the in the first video before. And we're interested in this blue line right here that starts way up here in North Houston, runs down through the downtown area. And there's a section here where it splits. The north and south line splits, and one of them goes down one road and the other goes up another, and come back together. And they come down through the medical center in Houston and finally all the way down here to the south end of Fannin Drive. And this is where we're going to spend a little bit of time right here at Fannin Drive during our station building routines. So if you've zoomed in enough now that you can see these lines, and once you can see the tracks, we're going to zoom on down into this area here. We want to set up the level crossings mod so that we can use it within the program. Click tracks at the top of the screen, and then click the second button down here, append to tracks or create new ones. Click there. And we've got a bunch of tracks here that are set up as favorites, and we're not going to use any one of these tracks. So we will click on show all tracks and look down here. We're going to select each one of these and click in here to where it says not favorited. We're just going to hide these with, and this only hides it for the current game. So as long as you're playing what we've called the Metro Rails Houston game, then these will not appear up in the favorite list here. So not favorited, not favorited, not favorited, and do it for each one of those. And our map icon, our map is not enabled. So let's go back over here to, let's see, to map options. And over here into the mods area, and come down here, make sure that you've got selected the track mod level crossing, and click enable in this game. And that's all we need to do there. So we can close that and that. And now we've got the tram. And the reason it looks like a subway tracks is because we've got the depth is 2 on it. So we're going to click ground, and now we see the ground tracks there for tram, and we're going to make that 1. And then let's click let's click 1 here for the next one, and that's not favorited, and we're going to make that 2. And so that's the height of 2 of 1 above ground. And then we're going to click -1, and that's not favorited. And we'll click 3, and now we've got the ground area, a viaduct set for the height of 1, and a tram set for the height of -1. And it's keyed now to keys 1, 2, and 3. Now close the kinds of track list by clicking the last icon on the key binding row once. Right here, we'll close this track list and cleans up our screen a little bit. We have a little more room to do things. Select the tracks button at the top of the screen if it's not selected, and select the append to tracks button if that's not selected, and then select the tram ground icon that we just created. So we want to select that icon right there. And now when you go down into the screen and you click and drag, it will create a track. In this case, it's a single row track. Let's look over here, and we'll click on the double track mode to select it. It looked like it was selected already, but I'm not sure what's going on here. Oh, I see. I see. It was single track. This is a single track. That's a double track road. I get confused by these double tracks. They just look like regular tracks to me. But this is these are 2 tracks going side by side. And if we go in enough, then we can see that this is a set of tracks, and this is a set of tracks for a single train. And they are created by clicking and dragging. Although we won't double track mode right now. If you click and drag, that will set it up. And if you drag it to another line, then they will attach like that. But that is kind of a hard way of doing things. Here is a button down here that says continuously append track segments. If you click that button, then something interesting happens. If you drag a track now and click and continue moving, it will continue to add track after track after track as long as you continue doing that. Now, there are several ways that you can get out of that mode. One way is just to click the escape key, and you'll still be in the append mode, but that will get you out of this particular track that you started. But let's do another one. Another way to get out of this is after you've click a second time in the same place, and that will get you out of it. And let's see, yet another way to get out of that is to bring your cursor all the way up here and click Move, Delete, and Edit Lines, and that will get you out as well and get you out of the append mode at the same time. So those are several ways that you can do that. Practice with that a little bit just to get used to it, understand what's going on. And then when you're finished, you can use, when you're in the Move, Delete, and Edit Tracks mode, you can use your mouse to draw a rectangle around all of these items that we stuck there for testing purposes, and just click the delete key, and that will get rid of them. And now we are ready to start laying down some tracks and build some stations. And the first station that we're going to build is a station here right at the south end of Fannin. You see this little brown box. This brown box indicates a station platform. Now in NIMBY Rails calls the tracks that are a part of the station station platforms, and you'll have a platform on one end and a platform on another, and they're numbered in some way. This would be North 1, this would be South 1, North 2, and South 2. To me, that's a little bit confusing, and so I'm not going to call those platforms. This is the platform. The brown box is the platform where people stand on the platform in order to board the trains. And these platforms, this is really what would be numbered platform 1 and platform 2. But we'll try to be clear in that as we go along. Hopefully it won't be too confusing. But this is where we want to lay down our tracks for our first station. And instead, there's several ways we could do this. One would be to select the Create Station Platforms here, make sure that the double track mode is set there and everything. And then you can create a platform just by clicking and dragging on the platform like this. And that will create the platform for you and a lot of other stuff in addition to the platform. That's one way to do it. I'm going to click Escape because I don't want to do it this way. Instead of doing it that way, we're going to do it another way that gives us a little more freedom. It doesn't give us quite the same look, but it will create the station platform that works just as well as the one we saw there. And we'll do that by laying tracks down. And so we'll click Append to tracks or create new ones. Make sure that the double track mode is set. Make sure that the continuously append is set. Some of these others you can play around, see how you like them one way or the other. I would be sure to have the start and merge branches selected. Makes it a little bit easier when we're working with branches and so on. Here are two different mutual exclusive buttons. I'm not sure really how much difference there is between these two. I know one user who likes to use the tangent mode rather than the point mode. And but I'm not sure what the advantage is on that. So just choose whatever you want in that particular display, in that particular area. So how do we create a station? Well, we're going to create a station with the track mode, just like we were going to lay down tracks. And basically, there are several ways we could do this, but this is how I'm going to suggest you do it. Click outside of click outside of the station, a certain distance from the end of the station that you see right here. The end of the station is that top line. And then click inside the station about the same distance. And then come down here and click about halfway. And then come down here close to this end of the station and click not quite on the end, but almost toward the end, and then beyond the station about an equal distance. And you'll end up with something like that. Click escape to exit out of that and zoom in to see what we've got. And look at there. It looks like our station is not quite in the right place. So let's see if I can't. No, that's not to do. We need to go over to the move, delete, and edit tracks. Now, we want to select the entire set of tracks. And we can move the tracks that way. That's not what I wanted to do either. Let's see. Okay, let's see if it works this way. Select the entire set of tracks. And we still only move the tracks that way. What I want to do is rotate this. And I can't do it. I can't do it that way. Well, instead of rotating, let's just do it this way. We'll select the tracks again. Going to have to go back up here. Select the tracks. No, we don't need to select the tracks. We just need to move the button, move these nodes until they're where we want them to be. And if you'll notice, this little line that ends up halfway between here and here is right at the end of the station. That's where we want that. And we want to do basically the same thing up here, where we have this line is right at the end of the station, about halfway between this node and this node. And that looks pretty good, except that this station is kind of wide. It's wider than the default track width. And in order to fix that, we'll select these locked nodes. You see the locked nodes there. And we're going to change those by making a change with the parallel offset. You see over here in the bulk editor, this parallel offset is, you can't see anything here, but we'll click on the pencil icon and it will open up these buttons and this field. There's several different ways that you can change an offset. You can specify the amount of the offset and just click set if you know what the amount is. And I don't know what the amount is right now that we want. Or you can put a number in there and click multiply, and basically that adds a multiple, or that multiplies the offset by the number you stuck in there. So if you put 2, click multiply, this would be twice as wide. That would be too much. And the other way is by clicking an amount in here, an offset, and clicking add, and that will make a change with this. But a real simple way of doing it is clicking a 1 in there and click add multiple times until you get the width that you're interested in. And so we're going to click add and see the track moved over a little bit, but it's still not over the blue line that we want it to be on. So we'll click add one more time, and it's looking better, but still maybe a little bit more. We'll click it one more time, and we'll take that as valid. Maybe want to recenter it up. So I'll click the whole thing and move it until that box is right in the center of those tracks. Now we want to have the 3 nodes, the 6 nodes here in this case, that make up the nodes inside the box. And you see that when we click this node, it selected this part of the track up until the cross, which is basically the midpoint between these two. You can move this actually, and I'll show you how to do that in a moment. But if you leave it just like this, then we've got the track selected that we want to select. And we come over here, and there's a button here that says Promote Tracks into New Station. And we'll click this button. And now we've got a new station. And the station is called Fannin South Park and Ride. And that was automatically generated for us based upon the location of the station that you're putting in there. And sometimes you'll get a name there that is sufficient. Sometimes maybe not, and you want to give it a different name. The actual name for this station is Fannin South Station, Fannin South Station. And so we could click on this button, and over here where it says use automatic name, select that and make the modifications that you want to make. Fannin South Station. And I like to change the label so that it doesn't have so much information. The top of the label on all of these stations will be Houston, so we don't need to repeat that over and over again. We know where we're at, so we'll just put name and passenger, and that gives us the name of the station and some data about the station there. And you can open this in the station editor, and that opens up the station editor here, and you can make some of the same changes from here as well. Notice that it has a population radius of 2.3 kilometers. The platform's passenger capacity is 25,000 passengers. Transfers overflow into the hall, and so on. For now, that's basically all that we need to be concerned about with regard to that station. And we will stop right now in this. So we've got some more information about station building to go, but that's enough information to get us started. And we'll look forward to seeing you in the next video, where we'll continue our look at station building and build a few more stations or so.